How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Abyss. Of course, I'm at Segala. Got a nice little album review slash bundle review for you, and of course, we're talking about the new full length from Dracir. Let's dive in and check this fucker out. All right, so like I said, we're going to be talking mainly about the new full length and the t-shirt bundle, stuff like that. But if you're unfamiliar with Dracir, this is the solo black metal project of Necrocaster Greyskin. Sorry, already fucked up. Good start. AKA Black Metal Rebellion. He had a demo last year. A Curse Was Born, and I enjoyed it. It was really good, solid. Do-it-yourself black metal. Awesome Canadian black metal, to be honest. I thought it did have a little room to grow, but it showed great potential for the future of the project. And when you speak of potential and a band maturing into what they can be, his 2018 full length, the only piece is in the grave, shows that maturity. I highly enjoyed this, but we're going to break it down like we do in all my reviews. We'll give pentagram ratings for guitars, vocals, artwork, drums, all that stuff. Give an overall at the end. Kind of my thoughts, and I'll show you what all came in the bundle. So yeah, let's dive into this. First, we're going to check out the album art. Alright, so let's dive into the artwork on this bad boy. And again, if you've missed my other reviews, the way I rate it, I break everything down. You'll get a 1 to 5 pentagram rating, 1 being fucking atrocious, 5 being perfection. And to me, a 3 is a good solid rating for every facet. That means it wasn't bad, it wasn't good, it falls in line with expectations, or maybe a little better. So yeah, let's roll into this. Let's look at the album art. I'm going to put the front album art up on the screen for you while we kind of look around it. You got a nice, slightly snowed forest here. Some good black and white negative imagery. You got the track listing there. And just surely comparing it to the demo from last year, there was nothing on the back. It was a slim case. I upgraded to the big one just so I could put it up. Pretty basic. You have the logo, the title, and then the face in the middle. Handwritten, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. It was a demo, got his name out there. But just going from that to this is complete night and day. As you can see, over here, you got the nice snowy background there. You got Necrocaster himself, kind of knelt down in there, kind of just looking really fucking pissed off. So, and again, I love that Dracir logo. It's different. You don't see stuff like that. It's got cobwebs, nooses, shit like that. And the title, the only piece is in the grave. For a lot of people, that's going to be very true. So yeah, definitely enjoy the album art. Night and day better than what he had on his demo. It's like he just kind of blacked out the disc there. That way there's no handwritten, it looks a little more professional in my opinion than just, handwriting it on there. Pretty awesome. I got copy number 1 of 50. See, that's not really going to zoom or focus very well, but yeah, you got a nice black and white scenery there. Kind of adds the ominous vibe there of the record. Got some good photo work. There we go. Decent font work as well. We have, of course, the track Anti-False Fuck Antifa, which is plastered right in the center of the booklet, and of course all the lyrics are peppered throughout. So yeah, if just so you can kind of get an idea of how I rate this, was the artwork on this one bad? No, I just thought it was much more plain Jane, basic, do it yourself. I probably would have given this like a 2, maybe a 2.5, to where the extra step to go and make the full booklet with all the artwork, the front work, he did the work on the spine of the disc. I apologize, this camera does not focus on fine print very well. So all in all, 3.5 pentagrams on the art. I thought it was pretty good. Does it absolutely blow your mind? No, it looks like a raw black metal band CD, so it passes expectations. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5 pentagrams. Pretty solid. Alright, so let's start grinding down the actual music itself. We'll go drums, guitars, and then vocals, and then kind of do the end of it. But yeah, so let's start with the drums. I thought, again, in comparison to what we have to go off of with the demo from last year to The Only Piece You Know Is in the Grave this year, the drums seemed, a little more, I don't want to say emotional, but a little more powerful. There's more drum presence. The ones on the demo were kind of, they weren't, I'm not going to say bland, but, they just fit the music. It didn't add anything, didn't take anything away. It's just expectation at that point. The drums on the new one, there was a few times where I felt it lifted the atmosphere a little bit, especially on I believe it was the second track. No, track 3, Hang Your Hopes High. Thought the drums did a good job of driving some of the atmosphere and sound behind that. Just the tempo changes, things like that. I was really, really impressed with the elevation of the drums. I'm not sure if they were programmed or if they were, live recorded on this one or not, but again, if you can't tell, then good job, buddy. But yeah, again, all in all, there's nothing to complain about the drums, in my opinion. I'm going to give them a solid 3 pentagrams. I don't think that there was anything, groundbreaking that would have elevated to a near perfect score. But again, they passed my expectations and definitely showed a shit ton of maturity in songwriting and structure, things like that. So awesome job on that. Again, 3 pentagrams out of 5, pretty solid score so far. Let's keep on rolling. All right, so talking about the guitars now. Again, in comparison to last year's demo, A Curse Was Born, to now, I thought there was a little bit of, in terms of just the tone itself, not a huge difference, but, subtle differences here and there that I thought definitely improved the sound. In terms of playing, the actual musicianship, I thought it was definitely a step in the right direction. Curse Was Born definitely had some, DSBM, doomy elements to it. Some of that did translate over into The Only Piece You Know Is in the Grave from this year, but definitely elevated. There are some, dare to say, Black Sabbath similarities in some of the riffs. There's some, thrashy elements in there. There's some DSBM elements in there. There's just fast blistering, sections in there. So really good job of something that I look for in a record, especially black metal, is variety. I like to hear it go from slow to fast to mid to fast to slow, just jump all over the damn place. And, that's kind of what this record does. On some of these tracks, man, it'll go from just sorry about that. That was fucking terrible. But, that tempo change is something that really intrigues me and keeps me interested and doesn't make it feel like every other, bedroom black metal project out there. So yeah, I thought the guitar showed a lot of maturity. There's a couple memorable riffs from here that I actually found myself kind of humming in my head a little bit after I listened to it. Especially the Anti-False track, and then track 4, which is Raging War Against Time Itself. Loved the guitar work in that one. And again, when you compare it to the demo, it's almost night and day. And I keep saying the same thing all the way through, so I hope I don't get redundant. There was a lot of maturity in the songwriting, the style, the recording, and mixing, actually. To where the demo was just kind of there. This feels like, the guitars seemed pretty evenly panned to either side. The drums seemed to find their mix well. Vocals were in there to where, maybe in the demo the vocals were definitely out in front of the mix, kind of in your face. It was almost dead even split on the new full length. So just speaking of guitars only, though, like I said, there's memorable riffs. There's lots of really good riff changes, tempo changes. There's a lot of influence I can feel in this record from, like I said, bands like Sabbath. There's some thrash influence, straight up second wave. There's some first wave sounding material in there as well. So well played. I'm going to give that 3.5 out of 5. Another solid score in my opinion. I rarely give 5s. I rarely give 4s. So if you're living in 3 and 3.5 in my book, you're on the right track. So yeah, I'm gonna give that 3.5 for the guitars. Oh, shit. All right, so we kind of talked about the drums a little bit. We've kind of gotten into the overall mix. We got into the guitars a little bit. Now I want to talk about the vocals. The vocals on this one to me showed the most improvement and maturity over really anything else between A Curse Was Born and The Only Piece You Know Is in the Grave. The demo, they were very just, okay, here's my microphone, here's my vocals, go. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It was very raw. It felt very pure. But in the mixing, they were, like I said, way out in front of the rest of the band, the rest of the instruments, things like that. So it was very in your face with the vocals. Kind of took away from the guitar and the drums a little bit. But when you look at the new album, the full length, The Only Piece You Know Is in the Grave, the vocals on this were fantastic. They were perfectly balanced, blended into the mix, like almost flatline perfect with everything else. The vocals were just performed night and day better as well. They were aggressive, they were gritty, raw sounding, a little bit of a haunting menace at times. The slow, spoken parts were, kind of chilling and, gritty sounding, which was awesome. There were a couple higher, word I'm looking for, higher pitched sounds at times. Not a whole lot, but most of the time he stayed in that groove right in the middle. Very raw, early second wave sounding vocals. A little bit of that cave echo effect that you can kind of pick up. I'm not sure if that was an effect added in or if that's just kind of how it all played out with the room acoustics, stuff like that. But sounds very good. If I were to give the vocal rating on this out of my current 1 to 5, 2.5, and then when you talk about going from that to this, I think that elevates to a 4. I did enjoy the vocals on this very much. So yeah, I'm gonna give the vocals a 4. Let's do the math. So we're gonna give the vocals a 4. Sorry about that. I had a weird flub with my computer and my webcam. Everything's working now, so I'll just we'll cut that out of there, and we'll get back to what I was starting to say with. Let's do some math. Might adjust these ratings a little bit, now that I'm thinking about it a little more. I think definitely very high up on the vocals. I'm going to stick with a 4 on the vocals. The drums, I think I'm going to give the drums. I'm going to stick with a 3. Like I said, they were pretty good. They were nothing, groundbreaking, nothing terrible. They're kind of above average, so we'll leave it at a 3. The guitar work, probably going to go with a 3.5. Like I said, there were some really memorable riffs in there, so we'll go with 3.5. Artwork, I'm going to elevate a little bit, just because I really like that kind of, black and white, bleak, just desolate looking crap. And when you throw in the advancement from the demo to this, I'm going to go ahead and bump that up to a 3.5 as well. So that's a 4, 2 3.5s, and a 3. So if you do the math, that gives the overall rating for this album for me, Dracir's 2018, The Only Piece You Know Is in the Grave, a 3.5 out of 5. So, to me, that's a very enjoyable record. I very rarely give a 5 on anything. I think Wolves Winter and The Projectionist had a 5 somewhere in there, but they weren't perfect scores. And there are records in my top 20 list that would probably be in that same rating. The only reason I'm not adding this is I didn't want, I just got it in and I had already started recording my top 20, getting ready to finish the top 10. So that's why I'm not adding this in there. Honestly, it probably either would have gotten an honorable mention or it might have been, 20 to 15, somewhere in there. Really enjoyed the record. It's good, solid, Canadian black metal. Very raw, very punchy. There's some really deep, detuned parts that just kind of punch you around a little bit. Killer vocals, good drums, solid artwork. Yeah, 3.5 out of 5, well above average. Hell of a record. I will link up the Bandcamp page so you can go check this out for yourself. If you have not, I highly recommend picking that up. If you're into black metal at all, consider maybe picking up the demo as well, so you can kind of hear that maturity for yourself. And as I did say, this is a bundle deal, so let's take a look at what else we got. All right, so in the bundle, I did pick up the CD and t-shirt bundle. So there you see the Dracir logo, and of course the album artwork itself. I'll see if I can get that a little closer for you. Very nice quality t-shirt. fits perfectly, for what I expect here in the States. Sometimes when you get something from Canada or, Mexico, something like that, sizes are a little different, but now that fits like a glove, so definitely gonna, actually wore that yesterday. Need to wash it. A little wrinkled, sorry about that. But no, that along with the CD, enjoying both of them immensely. And also picked up a support patch for Black Metal Rebellion, which of course Necrocaster Greyskin from Dracir is Black Metal Rebellion. And supporting the Rebellion family, I picked up a patch. That's definitely going to go on my vest. You can see that back there. Very soon, along with like the Metalhead box patch and stuff like that. I'm going to make some room for those. But yeah, 3.5 out of 5. Very solid record. Please go check it out. Show your support. If you enjoy it, maybe consider picking it up either digitally or physically. That's it for now, guys. Hails and horns. Go check out Dracir, and we'll see you real soon.